Brian Windhorst basically said yesterday or the day before that Daryl Morey has, and he said, trust me. Okay, we trust you, Windy. Windy, we trust you. I don't trust you at all, but he said, trust me, Daryl Morey definitely has very big plans to land another star. And so the debate that we've been having for a couple of days is, do the Sixers need another star, or do they need quality role players? And I kind of see it both ways, unfortunately, because I hate seeing things both ways. I would love to pick one. But the Sixers only need another star if they are accepting the fact that James Harden is not one, or if they have come to the conclusion that James Harden is not one, then they need another star. Because Joel Embiid cannot create offense being at the center position. You need a player that can create offense. Do the Miami Heat have multiple stars? No. No, not at all. Just Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. I guess you want to call Bam Adebayo a star, maybe. But are they superstars? Do they have multiple superstars? I would say no. I would say they have 2 all-star level players and a bunch of players that fit perfectly and work hard and lock in and buy in to the game plan, buy into the vision of what it takes to win, of buckling down every single possession and giving it 110% every single possession. Ronnie says the Heat have 3 all-star level players. Jimmy, Bam. Who else are we talking about? Tyler Hero? Who are we talking about? You're talking about Kyle Lowry? He's not even playing right now. Either way. So, says Tyler Hero. Come on, bro. Tyler Hero's nice. 6th man of the year. I'm not calling him a star. He might become one. I'm not calling him a star right now. Do the Sixers need another star? If James Harden can come back next season and be what he was with the Brooklyn Nets, like myself and Tone were saying last night, or Tone was saying, or Rasan Granderson actually, who called into the show, and we were having the little James Harden debate yesterday. And he reassured me that James Harden cannot be what he was in Houston. He's not going to drop 50, 60-point triple-doubles, but he can be what he was his first year with the Brooklyn Nets, which was still on an MVP list, which was a very efficient shooter and facilitator. And if he can get back to that, which was only 2 years ago, then I don't think we need another star, especially with another year of Tyrese Maxey developing. What you do need is a strong supporting cast. And the debate that I've been having on Twitter with people is they're talking about a deep bench. But when you really look at the rosters of the teams that are left in the playoffs, because you can be good enough every year to make the playoffs. You can be good enough to be with the final 8 teams, like we were this season, like we were last season and the season before. We win 50 games. We make it to the second round of the playoffs. We are one of the final 8 teams, but we can't compete with those other 7 teams, because those are the teams that have the best team defense, the best game planning, the best coaching, and we lose every time. So the regular season literally does not matter at this point. With Joel Embiid on your team, you will always be good enough to make the playoffs and probably always be good enough to be in the final 8 teams in the second round of the playoffs. But that's when you need the role players. And people are telling me we need a deep bench. I don't think you need a deep bench. If you look at the final 4 teams that are left and the rosters, they're only playing 8 players. They're only playing 8 players. You don't need a deep bench. You need a good bench. You need a Tyler Hero coming off the bench giving you 18 points. That's what you need. So if James can get back to that, then I don't think you need another star. But apparently, Daryl Morey's still stuck on it. And what's he going to do to go get another star? People are telling me that he might trade Tobias Harris and with that attach Tyrese Maxey for Bradley Beal. I would be absolutely out of my mind irate if that happened. Don't think you can trade Tyrese Maxey. I think his ceiling is too high. I don't think you can throw him in any trade package. Chris says, I'll take it. I don't think you can throw him in any trade package. What Tyrese Maxey did in one offseason should tell you, you can disagree. That's fine. What's up, Chris? Thanks for being a member of the channel, by the way. Good to see you. Here's why. Thibault, sure. Well, nobody's taking Thibault, bro. Tobias, Shake Milton, and Thibault. That ain't getting anything done. You got to give value to get value. But what Tyrese Maxey did in one offseason, going from a 29% three-point shooter to a 43% three-point shooter, imagine what he can do in 2 or 3 off seasons. It is Bradley Beal, and he's a bucket. Does that win you a championship? Maybe it does. Bradley Beal scoring 35 points on the perimeter, taking pressure off of Joel Embiid in the paint, would be the exact thing that we need on this team. But I don't think you need that many stars. Look, I'm going to show you why. Check this out. The final 4 teams that are left in the NBA playoffs, okay? The Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Bam Adebayo, PJ Tucker, Tyler Hero. Dwayne Dedmon playing backup center for 10 minutes. Victor Oladipo getting 15 minutes off the bench for 5 points. Caleb Martin coming off the bench for 5 points. This is not a deep bench. If you do get one of those Victor Oladipo games where he scores 25, then I guess you could call it a deep bench. But clearly Victor Oladipo is not what he used to be. This is not a deep bench. This is an absolute stud player in Jimmy Butler. This is a big physical shooter in Max Strus. This is an absolute bucket that fits beside both of those guys perfectly. Also a shooter, Gabe Vincent. Bam Adebayo and the dog. Another guy on this squad that's going to out-hustle everybody, PJ Tucker. And then you got Tyler Hero coming off the bench, giving you 18. Again, Duncan Robinson's not even playing. And he's being paid $90 million. I think all 4 of these teams that are left are just perfectly constructed. The superstar, the super team era might be over as we know it. Tim Starr, exactly. You need defense, rebounding, a few good scorers, and heart. A few excellent scorers you need. But defense, rebounding, and heart. Jimmy Butler in that third quarter out-rebounded people, hustled for offensive rebounds, beat people in transition. Those are all the things that the Sixers absolutely stink at. One of the worst rebounding teams in the league, give up some of the most offensive rebounds, and have some of the worst transition defense in the league. The Boston Celtics, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, 2 stars. Robert Williams, Grant Williams, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench for 18 points. Daniel Tice playing backup center for 19 minutes, 8 points off the bench. That's not a deep bench. That's the Eastern Conference Finals team. The Dallas Mavericks. Luka Doncic, Jalen Brunson, Spencer Dinwiddie, Finney Smith, Trey Burke off the bench, Marquise Chris. Is this a deep bench? No. It's a star. It's a co-star. Jalen Brunson, I guess you could call him a co-star. He's been balling in the playoffs so far. You got a nice piece that they just added in a trade in Spencer Dinwiddie. A lot of nice pieces around a star. I think the super team era is over. And the last of the super teams is the Golden State Warriors. And, of course, they still have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole. So I think the Warriors pretty clearly are the most top-heavy of the four teams that are left. They have the most star power, but, you know, are they as deep as the other teams as far as the level of role players? So I don't think you need another star. I think you need Joel Embiid to be healthy. I think you need James Harden to at least play like he played in Brooklyn. And you need players that complement those two. And if Tyrese Maxey takes another offseason and improves again, that's enough star power for me. Daryl, stop it with the star hunting. Go get players that fit, that make sense, that hustle, that rebound, that play transition defense, that want it more than the next team.